when you're Meghan Markle, it must be very annoying knowing that whatever you're doing is being scrutinised. But worse still, when friends who have been good friends, very supportive friends, and more importantly, watched out for you and supported you in public, in print, and of course to the world's media, seemingly even they now have had enough. But more importantly, the mine that they hold, should I say, the minefield of wealth of information that they hold could be pretty damaging. There's no two ways about it. And this is what's happening now for Meghan Markle regarding her once BFF. That's right. Did you know that terminology? Best friends forever. Or are they? As ever, let me explain. Morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. All right, are you all right? Yes. Love a wave. Come on. You can do it. I'm telling you off. I'm here. It's windy. I'm waving in the wind. I know. There's a song in that, isn't there? Yes, by the way, if you like your music in the simple way, maybe even you like Simple Minds. Remember those from the 1980s? Jim Kerr and Co. are going on a big tour next year. I don't get paid for this sort of, people say, are you plugging? No, I'm not. The bottom line is I just like to share things because I remember buying that record, Promised You a Miracle. Do you remember that? Yes. And I think the record then, I actually think they were about 55 pence. I don't know what that is in dollars in your part of the world. Yeah, I do remember singles being, it's frightening, isn't it, when you think 55 pence to buy a chart single. And then in my job, as I say, you're lucky enough years later, to go and interview them, and you are a little bit starstruck because of the sort of things that you popped into Woolworths to buy with the picture bag or the coloured vinyl, all that sort of stuff. And now, you're sitting opposite them and you're thinking, never thought this would happen. Big fan of Simple Minds. If you like the music, check them out for free, as ever, on YouTube. Back as ever to your breaking royal story of the day. Interesting this, because apparently Meghan Markle was steaming about this particular feature that recently popped up in the UK tabloid, all about the connections to British monarchy. Oh, she didn't like this at all. Absolutely steaming. I mean, it just really lays bare how she could have easily plotted the track to the very vulnerable Prince Harry. But more importantly, it's a friend really that she needs to watch. That's right, the fashion stylist, beautiful girl in fact, Jessica Mulrooney. Now, as I said to you before, I thought Jessica did a good job in making sure that Meghan looked reasonably presentable. I think recently she kind of looks very sort of skew-whiff, never quite sure what look she's managing to pull off. But as you saw in that recent post online, Jessica was pointing out about her in-laws and family connections and just how much royalty she'd rubbed shoulders with over the years, all thanks to that. And alluding to the fact that she would have disclosed much of this information to a one-time close pal, Meghan Markle. The same Meghan who sat down with Michelle Hussein on the BBC and said, didn't know anything about them, had to Google them, never really, big thing in America. Princess Diana, not a big thing. I mean, really, what an outright liar Meghan Markle truly is. Of course, Princess Diana was known around the world. This is before the internet or anything like that, Instagram. So you can see exactly the narrative that's coming up. But what's interesting here is those pictures have started something of a bidding war. You see, what they would like to do, publishers, is literally sift through all of said pictures and get Jessica not to write a tell-all book, but to actually just give her thoughts, memories, and what it was like and what the event was, all of that sort of stuff. But it's a very clever move because obviously Jessica, as she did, by posting all of these things on social media, can allude to the fact that she could have spoken to a friend about XYZ. Either way, it is crumbling times. It is going to be very difficult. Meghan won't care. She's been called out so many times as an outright liar, so she is not really going to care about this. But once again, it makes it very difficult, doesn't it, for her to be basically claimed that, well, ultimately she knew nothing. Now, Harry believes it because he said that in an interview. But more importantly, how long will the rest of the world, and even Meghan herself, start to believe that we will believe it? It's a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean, the very heart of London.